ready to rumble. Rumble in the jungle with rock lobster, paper tiger, and scissors.
Yeah.
Scissors lizard.
Scissors lizard.
But first, hello and welcome back.
Yep.
Today we are playing Klothys versus Octavia.
Yep.
It's been a while that we had the blue octopus on camera. Last time we were playing it against Galazev. It's almost a year ago. You were playing Galazev and I was playing Octavia. So I'm back with the deck. There are some new cards. Some recent sets have brought some improvements, but nothing spectacular, I would say. Yes?
Around the time that we played it, Inala was in the meta, so there was a lot of graveyard hate being boarded.
Right.
But currently, Hogak doesn't seem to be being played that much, and there's not that much graveyard hate being main boarded. So it might be a good time to
play Octavia. And I would generally say, we've been talking about that a couple of times already in a podcast and so on. More and more cards are getting incidental graveyard hate. So it kind of weakens those strategies, but Octavia is much more resilient than Hogak.
Yeah.
I think this one doesn't really suffer a lot from all those secondary...
or from something like Cling to Dust.
Exactly.
Things that exile the whole graveyard are a lot more problematic, but as we saw the last time we played it, there are cards like this that play around exiling the whole graveyard pretty well.
Yeah, that's right. So these are three special cards, so to say. I don't know, I don't really see them played in any other lists. I'm a huge fan of Brain Freeze. We've talked about that prior to the game, that it's one of the easiest ways to enable a big graveyard and potentially casting your Octavia as soon as possible. Even if you're going a full control route, I don't see a reason to miss on that. Hedron Cap is kind of a pet card to me since I drafted Zendikar a lot, but I think it fits quite well. Of course, the longer the game goes, the worse the card becomes because it's dependent on land drops, but maybe you can pitch it into forces or whatever. So it will, in the worst case, it's a blocker, okay, against an aggressive matchup. And Murktide, this card is quite anti-synergistic, but yet super insane. I mean, you are... if there's a time at which you can't cast Octavia because you have Klothys on the opponent's side and he's... constantly exiling your instant sorceries, you still have something to win the game with, and you play a bunch of counter spells. You can protect the dragon. It even has evasion, and there are also lines to first cast Octavia and then cast the dragon, which already presents lethal on board if you cast an instant sorcery speed next turn. So I don't really see a reason to not play the Murktide. And the two other cards, that's pretty much it about my deck.
Yep.
How about your pile?
I'm playing Klothys. I think we've had it on cam before.
Yeah, and we also Martin played it on a co-op session against Grenzo, I guess.
Yep.
So we've had it.
So I think it's been kind of, I'll say, ever present since it's been printed. I think it's a good card. Not the best of all commanders, but it's definitely among the top Gruul ones that there are. And what it does well is kind of stretch the game out. Against aggro, you gain some life, and against control, in this situation, you have graveyard hate in the command zone. I'm playing a mid-range list. There have been land destruction lists with it, which I think are interesting, but not quite as good as just going full mid-range. So yeah, it's a pretty standard list. We'll see how it goes.
Definitely. But first, we have to choose our challenger.
We do.
What are we going to do today? Going for the Martin way.
Oh.
We both do.
We both go for the Martin way. Let's see how we go this time.
Yeah, we will see.
We'll go for the Martin way again.
Okay. Interesting.
Well, the question is, do we go for the Martin way again? We don't.
We don't. I do, but you do not. Let's resolve mulligans and get back.
Okay, so after a series of unfortunate events,
Yes.
I've mulliganed to 5, and I'll be starting the game with a forest and then pass.
That's a bummer. I will cast the cast. Yeah, I will put a an island, not a forest.
Okay.
Go
I'll
ahead.
draw. I'll play land and I'll play Lotus Cover.
That's a good card.
Your turn.
Oh man. Go ahead.
Okay. I'll draw a card.
Mm-hmm.
I'll play land.
Mm-hmm.
I'll make a mana. I'll make a red mana, and I'll cast a Skyfire Phoenix.
Ooh, that's a lot of stuff. Yeah.
Attack for 5.
Attack for 5. I would like to Brazen Boar over the Skyfire Phoenix.
Okay.
This one goes on adventure.
You take 2.
I do.
That's your turn.
That's right. Play another island and pass the turn.
I'll draw a card.
7 more islands and I can cast my commander. Hey, easy.
I'll go to combat.
Yep.
I'll attack for 2.
Go to 16.
I'll play a Aggro.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll play a Birds of Paradise.
A Birds of Paradise. Sure.
Then I'll pass the turn.
I would like to cast a Brain Freeze end of turn.
Yep.
Mill myself for 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh. So that's 2, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Yep.
Good that we explained prior to the video why Brain Freeze is a good card.
Yep.
And it's my turn, I draw a card. Cast my commander.
Mm-hmm.
And then I can still play my Flood Strange.
What cards do you have in graveyard? There's a Remand, there's a Force Spike. What's
Remand,
this?
Force Spike, Days, that's Effect of Fiction, and Lose Focus.
Okay. Draw. Like this.
Hmm?
I'll cast the Skyfire Phoenix.
Sure.
I'll go to combat.
Okay.
I'll attack with the Skyfire Phoenix.
2, 3.
And I'll play the Klothys.
I would like to cast this. No, that's impossible.
This is
It's a creature
on
inside.
set.
Yeah, never mind. Then it resolves.
Your turn.
I think I'm going to search for a Mystic Sanctuary. It's a creature already?
It is a creature.
It is a creature.
8 devotion.
Mm-hmm. We'll put back my Effect of Fiction, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
How will I do that? Also, it's okay. Let's do it like this. Draw Effect of Fiction. Play Mutable.
Mm-hmm.
I will bounce Klothys and attack with Octavia for 8. And it's your turn.
You drew the 4th.
Mm-hmm.
I'll draw. I'll play a Reckless Stormseeker.
Okay.
And I'll go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Trigger.
Mm-hmm.
Targets itself.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll attack for 8.
I would like to cast Brazen Boar.
Mm-hmm.
I can only block flying creatures. Yeah, I take the damage, I guess. Go down to 5.
Okay. I'll play a tapped Den of the Bugbear.
Mm-hmm.
Make a mana
Okay.
That's your turn.
So again, Klothys is online.
That is correct.
I mean, I have a cool line, because I can steal your bird and make my brazen boar an 8/8.
Okay, I'll tap the bird.
Sure.
For mana.
Sure.
Yep. Then you need another 1 mana spell, and then you win the game.
Yeah, I don't have that one. That's my problem. So I go for 8, and you're either way it's lethal, right? Because so you would have to block Octavia again 10, go down to 2. Yeah, I think that's yours.
Yep.
Okay.
Now,
So back to the second round. Close one last game. Probably I should have returned the Consider with my Mystic Sanctuary. That would have won me the game, but yeah.
difficult to look that far ahead sometimes.
Yeah, it was exactly. It was some more turns.
Turn 6 was the end of the game for you, and turn 4 is when you played the Mystic Sanctuary. I think it's a fine decision making to take the card that gives you the most card advantage.
Yeah, I mean, I was searching for a board wipe, not wipe, but board bounce, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anyways, let's start another game with Hard Evidence.
It's a good card.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Yep.
I have a crab and a clue.
Okay.
That's your turn.
I'll draw. I'll play a forest and an arbor elf.
Sure.
I'll pass the turn.
Good. Then I will play a land, passing the turn.
Okay. Draw a card. I'll play a Scalding Tarn.
Mm-hmm.
I'll fetch.
Stifle.
Okay. Then I pass the turn.
Okay. I would like to play Venture Deeper.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Well, that's only 1, but it's okay. This one is an adventure, and it's your turn.
I'll draw a card. I'll play a land tapped and I'll pass.
I will crack the clue end of turn.
Yep.
Drawing a card. Then I draw a card for turn. Going to play a fetch land, and I'm going to play the Secret Keeper.
2 or 3 instances also is very bad.
3.
3, okay. Yep.
Go ahead.
One tap, draw. I like to play a 2/2 with haste.
A couple of walls on the board,
Sure.
so it resolves.
Then I'll pass the turn.
Go to 19. Drawing a card. Playing Mystic Sanctuary, putting Withdraw back on top. And then I'm going to play Swiloon. Having more walls on the battlefield.
It's a good card.
Go ahead.
I think end of turn I'd like to try and bolt the crab.
Bolt the crab. Okay.
Sure.
That happens.
And I'll untap.
Yep.
I'll draw. I'll play a Cindervines.
That's okay.
Then I'd like to play my commander.
Like to counter him.
Sure.
I get one damage, right?
For
the Cinderlands.
Yeah. For both.
Yeah.
And then I'll pass.
Mm-hmm. Card. 3.
Okay.
I will attack. I go for combat.
No box.
And attack. Drawing a card. Okay, so you gain 3 damage. Then I have a tapped land here.
Mm-hmm.
And I will pass the turn.
I'll untap. I'll draw. I think I will attempt to cast Klothys.
It's not active yet.
It's not active yet.
It would not be active. I'm going to play a loose focus.
Okay. Then it's your turn. You take damage.
I do. I take another damage and I would like to balance this one and this one to pay 1 more. Unless I pay 1 more.
Can you target creatures of different players?
Sure.
Sure.
2 target creatures.
Okay.
And it's my turn. Go for combat. Attack. There we go. And I'm going to cast a Muffled Secret Keeper. Not the Secret Keeper, but the Venture Keeper. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now I have 2, 4, 5, 6, 7 in graveyard. Okay.
Do you take the damage for this?
Yes, I'm down to 15. That's one adventure again. Then I cast a Think Twice, go down to 14, draw a card, and then I can cast my commander.
Yep.
Going to cast the Muffled Secret Keeper as well,
Mm-hmm.
and then I will pass the turn, I guess.
Okay. I'll draw. I guess I'll play the Aggro.
Why is that one bound? No, it wasn't bounced, right?
Was it not bounced?
No, it was not bounced. It's on the field.
Oh, okay.
It was only the Bloodthirst and the
okay,
Muffled.
okay. Never mind then. Okay,
Yeah.
and then this turn looks a little different.
Yeah, sure.
Unfortunate. I think I do just cast the Questing Beast and pass the turn.
The Questing Beast. I would like to force the Questing Beast.
You take a damage.
I take 2 damage actually. 1 from Force and 1 from Cinderlands.
Yep. You have a Magecraft trigger.
I have a Thing Twice in the graveyard.
You have a Magecraft.
Next
trigger?
turn. I'm talking about next turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's not yet lethal, but maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, and I can't. I have a.
I mean, we
Well, no, it is lethal because you just. I block 1. Oh, you know, I block
No,
1 too.
not yet. So I'm going to play that. Targeting Swiloon with the trigger, and then have a Brand Freeze for another one. Okay. Third and final round.
Yep, I'm starting because since I lost the second game,
Yep.
and I'll start the game with a Bloodstained Mire and I'll pass the turn.
Okay. Let's start again with a Sleight of Hand.
Yep, I'll pitch for a tapped Cinderglade.
Sure. I'll take this one goes to the bottom.
And I'll untap and draw.
Sure.
I'll play a Cindervines again.
Aye.
And then I'll pass the turn.
Yep. It is how it is.
First counter.
Target for your Cindervines. Go ahead.
I'll draw a card.
I doubt that you're going to use it, or maybe you do. I don't know.
I'll play land. And I'll play my commander.
Yeah, that's probably a better play.
Your turn.
I will put a land into the graveyard to draw another card. pass the turn.
I will draw. At the beginning of my pre-combat main phase, I will take your sleight of hand.
Yep.
And do 2 damage to you and 2 life.
Sure.
Then I'll cast a Cohesive.
Okay.
And I'll cast a Werewolf. I don't know what the English name is.
Me either. Whatever.
Yep.
A creature.
Yep.
Sure.
Then I'll go to combat.
One of them has haste.
This has devotion.
Klothys has devotion. That's correct. I would like to silent blast the werewolf before I go to combat.
Take a damage, and this. Oh, you take 3
I take
damage.
3 damage
And this
actually.
dies. And it's your turn.
I'll take this. Cast a ponder.
Mm-hmm.
We'll draw this card.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I have to bounce Klothys now. Take a damage.
As a what?
Boomerang.
With a boomerang bounce type opponent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then it's your turn.
Okay. I'll draw a card. I'll play a Labia.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
Can I go to combat?
Yep.
I'll attack with the rugger one, I think.
For 6.
And exile a card with this. And I will bolt you.
Okay.
Then it's your turn. In case it's relevant.
Put that into the graveyard.
Oh, you don't have one. He doesn't have one, guys.
What are you talking about?
Ragavan. Just
Yeah, it's in the other file probably.
okay.
I'm gonna bounce both of them.
Sure. You take a damage.
I do. Then it's your turn.
I'll draw a card. I'll play land. I'll cast Labia.
Yep.
Go to combat.
Mm-hmm.
Exile a card. Does the exile trigger resolve?
Yeah, it does. It's an Outland Liberator.
Yep.
And I would like to cast a Vandalion Click.
Then I'd like to wild slash you.
GG!
GG!
Yeah. Yeah, this one. Maybe my starting hand was a bit too optimistic. I mean, I had bounce and Sonic Blast, which seemed to be okay. Yeah. I mean, I haven't had a lot of interaction. Actually, I had no interaction. But okay, fair enough. Still
interesting games.
interesting games. Yeah. I mean, Cinnamite is great. As I said, it's a nice card.
So I think it did like 7 damage over the course of
Yeah,
the game.
right.
And I had another 2 damage sitting there just by activating it to kill the
Right.
Ascanta. So I think there was plenty of. I mean, and I had another seal in my hand to do another 2 damage. So there was plenty of damage there, and I think Cindervines kind of got there on that game. So especially since in the early turns I can get around bounce spells by playing Cindervines and then Klothys and then starting to play 2 creatures a turn and attacking with haste creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's
Right. But it was. I mean, along all games, I would say the graveyard hate effect was not that relevant.
I think it could be.
It could be.
I think
Right. It could be.
with being on the play, casting at turn 2, that can really take up your setup. So
Absolutely.
Unless you start casting, unless you get a good brain freeze off, getting above 8 is going to be difficult if it comes down.
That's
but
correct.
you have plenty of non-land permanent bounce, and replaying Klothys is often not quite the best thing to do.
Yeah,
in a deck with haste creatures and stuff, so it could end up.
It's quite interesting, like the impact of the graveyard hate on certain matchup or certain decks that interact with the graveyard. Because in the beginning we said Octavia overall is more resilient in terms of graveyard hate.
Yeah.
Compared to Hogak, I mean this graveyard hate is selected, so you suffer a bit more from constantly getting instant and sorceries exiled compared to Hogak, which doesn't even care about any card type, just the raw mass. So in that regard, Hogak might be a bit more favored, but then on the other hand, it loses on other
in other matchups.
Not matchups, like there are other aspects that would. I mean, the deck is great. Let's not get into detail about that. I mean, Hogak is a great deck, but
then again, this deck can probably outrace Hogak. So once Hogak attacks the first time,
I do think so as
you
well.
swing back with 3 or 4 or 5 better creatures than what Hogak can put on the board.
Right. And I mean, the deck is set up in a way that Klothys is online quite fast.
Yep.
You have a 4/5 indestructible with another ability that's quite useful in most cases. So. Yep. Thank you for watching.
Thanks for watching. See you next time.
See you next time.